You didn't have to reboot or anything? What? It's good? Okay. All right, I'll call the regular meeting of the Anderson County Commissioners Court to order on July the 8th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. Show that a quorum is present. Currently, all members of the court here. Commissioner Mims is not here at this time. All right, first item on the agenda is invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone will stand and join us as I go to the Lord in prayer, then we'll do the pledge to the U.S. flag. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this day and for all the things you bless us with. I ask you, Lord, to keep us safe as we face this storm that's coming into town, and protect our communities and our citizens, and especially in this county and all of our surrounding counties that are facing this tragedy. We ask you, Lord, to guide and direct us as we make decisions for the people of this county, that we make the decisions that would honor you and honor the citizens. We ask you, Lord, to be with our first responders and our military men and women as they defend us throughout the world, Lord. I ask you to go with us through this day and bless our lives to thy service. This thing in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. In the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have anybody signed up in open forum? Nobody? Okay. All right. Item number 4 is the consent agenda. And before we do the consent agenda, I think we need to drop down and go to, let's see. Item number 9, and the reason I'm saying that is this tractor is in the bills. So we've kind of proven it twice, but if we're going to approve the tractor, it's actually in the bill. So if we approve the bills, we approve the purchase of the tractor. So I thought we'd take it up first. So item number 9 is discuss and take action on purchasing a John Deere 6105E cab tractor with a John Deere FC15M flex wing rotary cutter from King Ranch Ag and Turf, and that Commissioner Chapin had that on.
Yeah, it's going to be for precinct 1. It's we went through Sourcewell, so we instead of buy board, but it's through our government pricing.
Okay.
Still fleet pricing?
Sir?
It's still at buy board fleet pricing?
It's the same. It's just Sourcewell instead of buy board, but
yes.
Okay. We did everything on that. So
all right.
The total on the we don't even have the bill on that.
I've got it.
Okay.
For both the cutter and for the cab tractor is $104,803.24.
That's it.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the purchase of the tractor for that amount. Do I have a motion? I'm sorry.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Mims. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Dixon. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so item number 4 is the consent agenda. The consent agenda is considered to be self-explanatory and will be enacted with one motion. There will not be a separate discussion of these items. However, any consent agenda item may be removed for individual consideration pursuant to a request by a Commissioners Court member. We've got budget amendments, I believe it's 47 through 48. Yeah, 47 and 48. Approved bills, and do we have any utilities crossing county roads?
No, not yet. That's been filed with me, but I've got one that he was talking to me about this morning. It's going to be a utility company. It's going to have to dig up 2110, but they haven't given me any kind of. They've got a leak under our road. Pipeline company.
Okay.
What was that, Rashad? That law?
It's Atmos, and the pig went down and found a blockage at the intersection of 2110 and 2109.
Yeah.
And so they have to dig up the road.
But they said they're gonna start on it next week, but, whatever there's a law to protect them to be able to dig it up. It's a brand new road, been down about 2
Well,
years.
do we wanna go ahead and address it, what?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I
Y'all
guess
are
we can.
certain where the location,
It's on the corner. It's the
2110 and
2109.
2109 intersection,
But I don't have, he has not given me any paperwork on it yet.
and it's Atmos?
Yes, sir. It's the actual pipeline.
Okay. Okay. And,
I have one. So.
okay, what's yours?
It'll be, Anderson County Road 2608, and, currently, Trinity, is gonna be out there doing some seismic tests and everything. The road is closed. They've located a sinkhole beside, it's about 200 yards off on the actual county road of Atmos, saltwater line and, pipeline.
Okay. That's your only one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, and then, receive and record Commissioner Mims' disclosure statement required by chapter 176, local government code.
Yes, sir. I have a conflict of interest form, and I have, where the company, has acknowledged their conflict of interest, knowing that there's a government disclosure statement they have to fill out also.
Are you gonna have one of those for the clerk?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
We'll go over to, in front of Ms. Lisa and get her to notarize it.
Okay.
Your secretary,
Yeah,
Ms. Lambert.
okay, all right. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner, Hill. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mims. All in favor say aye. All opposed? So ordered. Item number 5 is here presentation to Palestine Economic Development Corporation and Calizo Aromas LLC in reference to a 381 agreement related to an economic development project, and consider and take action on a retainer agreement with Allison Bass and McGee, LLP for assistance in drawing up a 381 agreement. I know Commissioner Mims has been, doing some work on this. Did you need a minute?
I don't want to speak on it. I can't.
Okay, all right. Well,
Christoph is gonna give you the introduction,
Okay.
and,
all right,
I've known the family for a few years and
okay,
everybody here, so.
all right.
Ready for me?
Yes, sir, just state your name and who you represent.
Christoph Trahan, Palestine Economic Development Corporation. Appreciate your time this morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Yes.
We're really excited to present this opportunity before you today. The Economic Development Corporation and the city have been working with Calizo Aromas, and we're very close to finalizing our incentives with them now. And so we wanted to make a presentation to the Commissioners Court as part of the overall incentives we'd like to have on offer for Calizo. They're a very exciting company that I've learned a lot about over the last year. They want to come in and create some high-paying jobs. They work in a very interesting industry. And we see that their presence in Palestine is going to open up some new doors for us. It's going to provide opportunities for possibly some internships with UT Tyler, with the biochemistry and chemical engineering departments, as well as new workforce training opportunities with our local training partner, Trinity Valley Community College, also with their science department. It's a group, Calizo Aromas is a group out of Costa Rica, and they're proposing at 2220 West Reagan Street here in Palestine to create a facility for the research and development and manufacture of aromatic ingredients that are then used in the supply chains of larger corporations for pet foods, pet products, foods, surfactants, soaps, perfumes, you name it. They're a fascinating company, and I'd like to introduce, to really give you guys the background of the company, the patriarch, Sergio Calizo, and his son, Santiago Calizo. So if we will, I'll have you guys just come up and give a brief background of Calizo Aromas.
Morning.
Good morning.
¿Qué quieres contar un poco, hablar un poco de la empresa?
If you'll do this,
En primer lugar, quiero agradecer a todos los miembros de Palestina por
for
la...
the clerk's taking all this down, but just for the record, can you, state your name and who you represent for the clerk, for the minutes?
I am Santiago Callizo. I'm the deputy CEO. This is Sergio Callizo. He is the CEO for Callizo Aromas.
Okay. Go ahead.
Go. Okay. En primer lugar, quiero agradecer mucho a todas las autoridades y a todo el círculo de personas que nos han atendido en Palestina, porque realmente pues nos sentimos muy bien del trato que nos han dado y la acogida que nos han dado.
First of all, we want to thank all of you guys in the community of Palestine for providing us with this opportunity. We're really thankful, and we really like Palestine. Since our first trip here, we set eyes on it, and we fell in love with Palestine.
Luego, en nuestra industria, es una industria muy particular del área de productos químicos finos, y esta va a ser nuestra primera fábrica en los Estados Unidos. Pensamos que es una buena oportunidad para nosotros y también para la ciudad de Palestina, porque vamos a traer quizá fuentes de trabajo, progreso y estabilidad a la comunidad.
This is going to be our first plant in the United States, so I think this will provide great opportunities for the people of Palestine and Anderson County. It's a very specific business since we deal with aromatic compounds, and there's plenty of different processes, many presentations, and many products that are very specific to different applications. So I think it will be a great opportunity for learning about the industry and developing a lot of know-how.
Okay. Dile que por la experiencia que tenemos, que estamos en otros 6 países, pensamos que vamos a ser también exitosos en Estados Unidos y que gracias a Dios porque que pensamos que todo va a salir bien. Okay.
Due to the experience we've had in other countries in Latin America and also North America, in this case Mexico, we think that we'll have success here in Palestine, and with the help of God, we think we will do real well here.
Bueno, buenos días, muchas gracias.
Good morning, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Real quick before you guys step down, do you guys have any questions you'd like to ask about the operations of the facility or any of the background or history of the company?
Yes, I mean, if you could give us an introduction to what it is and exactly what they do, you know?
Okay. So we manufacture flavors, fragrances, dyes or colorants, and then zootechnic flavors and pet food flavors. So on the flavor side, it's everything that's supplied on flavors or snacks, everything from snacks, candies, dairy products.
And who's your market on that?
It's all consumer goods.
So like, I'll give you a quick example.
Yes.
If it's okay. So like, if you use household products, just say for your bathroom, Kimberly-Clark. Everything that Kimberly-Clark makes from their cities, for their baby wipes, Huggies, comes from them. Okay. Great Value, if you go buy something in Walmart, Sam's Club, comes from them.
Hay muchos de los clientes que tenemos en Latinoamérica, que son empresas americanas, que próximamente sabrán que estamos aquí, y las compañías dentro del grupo que más, los clientes más importantes para nosotros son Cargill y Kimberly-Clark.
Yes.
Yes, sir. En la parte de alimentos, Nestlé, and Kraft Foods. Okay.
We work with we currently work with a lot of American companies abroad. For example, like Rashad said, Kimberly-Clark, we provide them with the fragrance for all their toilet papers. On the food side, for example, we have like Nestle, Kraft Foods, and then our largest growing client recently for the pet food market has been Cargill, the grains company.
He forgot to tell y'all, Frito-Lay, they do a little work with Pepsi. So they have some major brands out there that we're actually currently using today. I think the economic impact for Anderson County is starting out at 52 jobs, but those 52 jobs will be a variation of jobs. Those jobs will be from engineers that they're going to hire locally from UT University, and then also all the way down from manufacturing. Me and Chris over here, we've all sat with them. Louise, one of their engineers, and they have a broad base of jobs that will help our salary base in Anderson County, and it will help out tremendously.
And I do have some impact data that I'm going to be sharing with you guys this morning, but another good point to hit on, I think, that you kind of hit on there, Rashad. There's also been discussions between Calizo and other local companies.
Just for the clerk, can you get
I'm sorry.
closer to the mic?
There's also been discussions between Calizo and other existing local companies like the Tampico bottling facility that we have in the Willow Creek Business Park to see other opportunities for those corporations to work together, create some supply chain solutions for them, make their operations more economical. So we really see them as a tremendous corporate asset to have in Palestine. Any other questions at this point for the two gentlemen?
No, sir.
Or you're gonna cover some of the specifics?
I'm gonna go into the specifics now of
Okay.
the incentives, being proposed and then the economic impact.
Okay.
That's what I'll do. All right, I think we're good.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
So that does segue nicely. So, if it's not going one way, it's going another. What I'm distributing to you guys now is the incentive proposal for Calizo. This lays out the assumptions on behalf of the company, as well as the incentives being proposed by the EDC, by the city, and that we're proposing for Anderson County. Real quickly, I'll just take us through those assumptions. Like I mentioned, this is an aromatic ingredient manufacturing facility that will be located on West Reagan Street. At peak employment, Calizo will be obligated to create 52 full-time jobs at the facility. Peak employment being reached, you'll see there by the end of year 4 of operations. You have the average annual wages there approximately across the 52 positions. They average out to about $52,000 per year, so we see these as good-paying jobs that are above our area median income. The capital investment requirement of the company, as you see down there at the bottom, will be a total of $4.3 million they'll be obliged to invest in that facility. And you see that broken down between improvements and FF&E for years 2024, 2025, and 2026. We have an estimated inventory value there. The operations dates, the company's goal is to ideally start with a temporary certificate of occupancy as soon as Q3 or Q4 of this year. But they'll be obligated by our contracts to obtain their final certificate of occupancy no later than March 31st of 2025. So they will be able to be operational fairly soon and into their first year of operations. Moving on to the incentives. From the City of Palestine, the incentives being offered via Chapter 380 agreement are a real property tax rebate, an annual rebate not to exceed $20,000 per year for 5 years, so a maximum value in that property tax rebate of $100,000. In addition, the City of Palestine is also currently considering infrastructure assistance that would improve curb and gutter in the public right-of-way at the facility property, storm drain improvements, as well as some sidewalk and some green space improvements there for a maximum cash incentive from the city of $75,000. On the EDC side, our board has approved the project, and tomorrow we'll be approving the contract itself for a direct cash grant to Calizo Aromas of $75,000 to reimburse them for expenditures made in the safety of the facility for their fire suppression system. The facility that they acquired and that they renovated to be their operations facility, I believe it was previously a packing plant, I think it was.
Hodges Packing Plant.
Hodges Packing Plant, thank you, Judge.
Yeah.
But it had been unoccupied for several years, and so it was fairly far behind city code. So that infrastructure, that safety infrastructure, that fire suppression system was required of Calizo to install. So the EDC dollars will go to help offset some of that cost. So you see the total sum values. On the county side, all that we're proposing is a property tax rebate to match the city's, facilitated by a Chapter 381 agreement. For that rebate to be on an annual basis, not to exceed $20,000 per year for 5 years. So matching the city's rebate. There's no request for any direct cash grant to the county, only the rebate under the 381 agreement. So that being considered, what I'll now distribute to you are economic impact statements that just take the proposed contractual obligations of Calizo, the jobs created, the capital investment, and juxtapose them against the incentive being requested specifically to the county of that $100,000 over 5 years tax rebate. And I'll just share that. So if you look at the top right, that kind of gives the overview of the direct jobs, what our, as well as what our economic impact software, what the algorithm dictates or reads is what would be the residual economic impact, those being spin-off jobs. But of course, the 52 direct, that's what's contractually obligated of Colezo, as well as their $4.3 million total contractually obligated capital investment in the facilities. If you look at the bottom left there, that incentive, the property tax rebate is listed there. And then in the bottom right, you'll see the rate of return for the county on an incentive of that value for the proposed inputs of Colezo. You'd see about a 24% rate of return, and the county would be made whole in just under 4.5 years. So, of course, the 381 agreement that we would be proposing, the life of the agreement would be for 10 years, the rebate would be for 5. So you would be made whole within the period of the rebate itself, but then, of course, your 381 contract with Colezo would continue for 5 more years, where they would be obligated to continue maintaining and operating the facility.
And the 52 jobs, that's staggered over?
The first 4 years of operations, yes,
Right.
sir. Are there any other questions then on the impact or the contractual obligations of Colezo?
No, sir.
Okay.
One of the things, Chris sent me the 380 agreement that the city was considering, so I forwarded it to Bob Bass at Allison Bass at McGee and our general counsel and he sent me a retainer agreement. We've got to do that before we move forward with anything else, for him to prepare a 381 agreement for us to consider. So. So I'll entertain a motion to approve retaining Allison Bass and McGee to draft a 381 agreement for Colezo Aromas LLC and Palestine Economic Development Corporation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And also, I think there's a resolution to go along with that, Commissioner. Let me look. No, that's on something else, okay. All right, so I have a motion by Commissioner Chapin to approve the retainer agreement with Allison Bass and McGee, move forward on 381 agreement. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Dixon. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Abstain.
Okay. So ordered.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'll get with Bob and tell him to proceed. Item number 6 is here a presentation from Anderson County Youth Livestock Association, Rodeo Arena Preservation and Restoration to request funding to replace arena lighting and wiring to prepare for upcoming rodeo or rodeos and take action as necessary. And Lori and Larry Turner here to make a presentation. I guess you're the spokesperson.
I guess. They threw me
Okay.
under the bus.
If you want to state your name and who you represent.
Good morning, and thank y'all for having us this morning. I'm Laurie Harrington Turner, and my husband Larry Turner, and we also have Jimmy Ray, president of the Anderson County Youth Livestock, and Susie Bennett, one of the board members. I'll just read the mission statement first, and then I'll kind of go over a few things that we're looking for. The Anderson County Youth Livestock Association Arena Restoration Project is dedicated to revitalizing our community space for the benefit of future generations. It was founded between 1959 and 1961 by a passionate group of 16 men. Our mission is to create a vibrant and inclusive arena that fosters education, community engagement, and the development of leadership skills among the youth. Together, we strive to build a lasting legacy, preserving our agricultural heritage, promoting a strong sense of unity within Anderson County and the surrounding communities, and holding rodeos and other events to help our local economy, bringing tourism dollars to Palestine and Anderson County. We have started some restoration projects out there already. We're rebuilding the arena itself, as far as taking down all the old wire, putting up pipe fencing. We've done a lot of cleanup out there. It has a ways to go, but we're making progress on it. But our biggest concern right now is our lighting. The lighting out there is very poor, and to bring good rodeo in, you need to have good lighting so that we can actually see what's happening. So, we've gotten 2 bids so far. One of those was around $40,000, and the other one that I have in front of y'all is $39,000. So we're asking for as much help as we can get. That would be a big start for us, just to get the lighting corrected, and we would be on our way to having our rodeo, scheduled this year for October the 25th and 26th. It will be, it's not a pro rodeo this year. We are working towards that. We had some conflicts with the scheduling of that, and Jimmy May can fill us in more on that, but, in October, it will be dark when the rodeo starts, so we do need good lighting to make sure. And also, our pins in the back, the lighting there is very poor, so we need pins, lighting on the work pins in the back, and also the parking area. The bid covers all of that, and really, it all needs to be redone. We've got some other big issues, but probably that is the main one as far as money-wise, that's gonna be our big hitter. We need bathrooms, we need dirt, we need all kinds of things, but as far as just getting us a good start, the $40,000 that we're asking for lighting would be a big help. Y'all have anything to add?
I think y'all started this process back about, what, March? At least y'all had a big fundraiser out there.
We had a big fundraiser, we raised about $20,000 to go toward the rodeo restoration, but
Right.
we still need a lot of money. So, ask him for whatever we can get. Do y'all wanna add anything? Susie? Jamie? Thanks for y'all's time this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. What do y'all think about some ARPA money, or
Sir?
do y'all feel comfortable doing some ARPA money?
No, sir, I do not. I don't, with it not being a public access, I don't know that we can legally. I'd rather go with, talking to somebody, let Allison Bass look and see that it's even something possible we can do. We had the issues last week on the cemetery, roads and the school issues, and Allison's working on the issues of the, interlocal agreements with them. So, this not being this is, I'm assuming it's falling under a 501c with not public access. I don't know that they would approve.
Well,
that we could
that
do it.
would be the next step before we could approve.
That's
even
what I'm saying. I'd rather not do it until we find
It
out that it's possible.
Well, the next step would probably go to, the DA, to let her
That's
see
right.
if it's even eligible for,
Assistance, is it,
yeah,
because
through an
if not,
interlocal
then,
agreement,
that's right.
and it'd probably be from standpoint of economic development, so.
That's what I think. I think we'd have to do that first before we could determine that it was legal or not to do, and that sense is for
No,
us.
I understand that,
Okay.
This
'cause
is-
that was gonna be my suggestion for the
This
next
could
step.
also you could also possibly use hot money for it, because this would fall under directly related to sporting event within counties with a population of under 1 million. And I spoke with, the General Counsel of Texas Hotel and Lodging Association, and that's where he pointed me to. It's possible.
So we'll let
What do y'all
Allison
think?
look at that and see if the hot tax would work, or with whichever one, would have to go with that, then give them the option of making that decision on the legalities of whether it can or can't be done, so.
What about, if Allison looks at it and says we can do an interlocal agreement, you wanna go ahead, can we get her to draft one and put it to the court then?
Yeah, that's good with me.
I
Maybe
mean,
at
if
the
it can be
next-
done, then they can make a decision whether they, whatever the decision to be to make.
Okay,
Yeah, if she can do it, let her go ahead and draft one.
all right. Well, I entertain a motion to approve, allowing the district attorney to research, make sure that this would be a legal venture and, an expenditure that we could do, and then, draft an interlocal agreement after researching the law. I'll entertain that motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mims, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? So ordered.
Appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank y'all.
we'll get the DA to look at it and see what we can do. Okay? Okay,
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate y'all.
Stay dry. It sounds like it's raining out there already.
Do you like
Be careful.
Joy, she said you great.
All right, item number 7 is discuss and take action on a resolution authorizing the defeasance of Series 2021 certificates of obligation. And, Megan, did you want to address that?
Yes, sir. I got with Gregory Miller with Bickerstaff, and he drafted a resolution for the start of the defeasance to send back the Series 2021 bond money.
Is it in here?
Yes, it is in your packet. It should have been before that, it's this one right here. A total.
Yeah, did he have an amount on it yet?
This is to send the money back, this is not the arbitrage,
Oh, that's right.
that's the next one.
So what do we need to do today?
The court would need to pass the resolution, and then I will get with Hilltop, and then that starts the process of creating an escrow account, and then we'll wire the money. I think this is the only thing the court has to do, take action on.
We haven't figured out what it's gonna cost. You got that in your deal.
And that's gonna be Hilltop?
Yes,
They're gonna do the defeasance?
yes, yes, sir.
Okay. All right, is there any questions or?
Megan, how long did you say the process would take?
I really do not know. I don't think Mr. Williford said, I don't know. I can't, I mean, I can't even guess, I don't know.
But again, it will be a small percentage
Percentage.
loss, just to.
Yes.
I mean, I think in the long run, the county will actually not lose any money.
Yeah. So what is it? It estimated around 90 the first time, but until they see what's left and what it is, it might not be nearly to nothing. But the valuation will recover itself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In that resolution, do we need to, there's gonna be an expenditure that we have to approve too, is it?
Well, we can
Is
come
that
back.
correct, or is that,
Well, I mean, 'cause there's, to make it whole, it'll have to come out of the debt service fund. I mean, I'm sure we have time to come back the next court, or when that's ready
okay.
for the court to
This
approve.
is just gonna get them to proceed?
Yes, for
Okay,
the start of it.
all right. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution number R 05-2024, directing the defeasance and/or redemption of certain, Anderson County outstanding certificates of obligation on one or more occasions, appointing authorized officer and delegating the authorized officer the authority to make all determinations required to effectuate such defeasance and/or redemptions and enacting other provisions relating to the subject. So, I'll entertain a motion that Hilltop Securities be authorized to start the defeasance process. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Dixon, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Chapin, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. Item number 8 is discuss and take action on an agreement for arbitrage rebate compliance services with Hilltop Securities, Asset Management LLC for the Series 2020 Unlimited Tax Road Bond and Series 2021 Certificates of Obligation. Ms. Lambert.
This is the arbitrage agreement, what was discussed last court. This is to make sure that we can only earn so much interest on the bonds that we hold. This would be with Hilltop, so they can do that calculation. On the back of it, it's still the same, figures of how much it would cost. I'm sorry?
Is it 28 by?
It's gonna be $77.95 because, it would only be for the series, no. No, the $77.95 will only be for the Series 2020 road bond and the CO's Series 2021. He explained to me how it's calculated. It's $1,200 per month, per issue, per year, per issue. $1,400, I'm sorry, $1,400 per issue, per year. It goes back to when the bonds were sold. So 2020, it was sold in the middle of 2020. So it goes a few months in 2020, which is prorated, 21, 22, and then all of 23. So that's why that one's $48.45. And then Series 21, it was sold in 21, so it's a couple months in 21, 22, and 23. That's why it's so much.
So you want to do both and not the one?
Well, we still have money in the road bond for 2020. Even if you spend it all this year, it goes to 12/31/23.
Okay.
What's the total expenditure?
$77.95.
That's for both issues?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions or discussion?
No, sir.
I'll entertain a motion to approve, an agreement for arbitrage rebate compliance services with Hilltop Securities, Asset Management for the Series 2020 Unlimited Tax Road Bond and Series 2021 Certificates of Obligation, and approve the expenditure of $7,795, and authorize county judge to sign the agreement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Dixon, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by, Commissioner Hill. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. And we've taken care of item number 9, moving to item number 10. Discuss and take action to pre-approve purchases up to $200,000 for Ritchie Brothers Auction in Fort Worth, Texas. Commissioner Chapin.
Yes, sir, we did this a 2 or 3 weeks back for that Houston sale. We didn't get anything bought, so we're gonna try Fort Worth next week, see if we can find some dump trucks. So I just wanted to pre-approve it so that if we get it bought, the payment can be paid for it up to there, so that's
Okay.
what that's on.
So that's up to 200,000.
Up to 200 coming out of my capital outlay or my ARPA, one of the two, whatever.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Yes, sir.
Because I thought that sounded familiar, and actually, we approved it for Fort Worth
What was that?
on, May the 20th.
For Houston,
That was.
was that
mine.
That
Rashad?
was for Rashad.
One of them was mine and one of them
Yeah,
was.
one was Rashad.
We did one for Greg
that
for
was Greg.
Houston.
This is item number 15,
That
this
was
is the
great.
wording, because I went back just to look, and it says, consider to take action on approving up to $200,000 to
Fort Worth.
purchase equipment from Ritchie Brothers Auction in Fort Worth, Texas, Commissioner Chapin.
And the upcoming sale, though, I just didn't know if I need to redo it, this is the problem, because I knew I did it for that sale, we went to the sale and didn't get it done, but I thought I went to Houston, Rashad,
Well,
was,
no, we both went to that one, we didn't purchase that because everything went too high.
Yeah,
Me,
went
we
too
did
high.
dump
That's
trucks
right.
went too high. So
So-
actually, Megan, I have it approved for this month and last month, see if I found anything in Houston or Fort Worth.
and I didn't think
Yeah,
I
you had
worded
two.
it that way, I thought I just approved
you
it
had
for the
two,
one.
yeah.
So what is it worded now as part of the,
It's
it doesn't have a
Worth.
date on it though, does it?
No.
No.
No, it didn't have a date, so I think you're okay.
You just,
Do you
I
have
mean,
problem with it, or?
No, but I mean, if y'all wanna go ahead and do it again, just to be on the safe side, it doesn't matter.
If you wanna put it in a
I
minute,
just
we can
thought
do
it
it
might
again.
had expired, you know, because I did it for that particular option,
Okay.
now that it's come back up again.
I feel like it would've been for that that was your intended purpose, was that
Okay,
option.
well, just to be safe.
Yeah, let's just, I'll entertain a motion to, approve, or pre-approve purchases up to $200,000 for Ritchie Brothers Auction in Fort Worth, Texas for, precinct 1,
And that
Road
my-
and Bridge.
yeah, and that my budget will support it, it's
Okay.
not for any other.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Dixon, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hill, all in favor say aye.
Thank you.
Do it.
That was Mills.
No, it was right at the time.
I'm telling you, that was Mills.
I just have to pick one. Okay. All right, item number 11, discuss and take action to consider going out for quotes for the Ag Extension Building at Expo Center. Commissioner Chapin.
Yes, sir. Joe and I was working on several of them projects on this, looking at the potentials of the putting buildings in possibly just to compare prices. So it's basically just to be able to get some prices to know where the start could be, you know, on the, replacing different, you know, with the elevator issues and the things that we're having over there, what it would cost to compare it to see about just putting a level, ground level building in beside the other one, so. And then the expo the same way, getting the companies to look at it to give us the, basically bids so that we'll know where to start with and what it would cost. So
Well-
that's what we needed that to be approved, if everybody agrees that we could move forward with that, and then the next one's gonna address that
Let me,
with the auditor.
well, I thought maybe there was some drawings or something.
Not yet.
Okay, well, I don't see how we can go out for bids or do quotes if we don't have some preliminary drafts of something from an architect.
Because if you go through somebody like Mueller, Red Dot, Texas, Tyler Steel, they've got pre-engineered buildings, they can give us an estimated, price on buildings to give us any general idea before we experience, just like we did last time with the drawings that we did, the last drawings that we did that cost $9,700, and we didn't proceed on. I can't see spending, you know, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 more dollars on getting drawings on something that we're not even decided whether if we could move forward on. And this other would cause no expense to the county, just to get an estimated price on a general cost of what the buildings, which would come with a pre-engineered package, no cost to the county, to give the county some decision to make, to proceed, you know, on with it, so. And if we decide that, have drawings drawn up.
Then you bring them back
Yeah, the drawings, yes,
to
sir.
court to look at. to
That's
give us
right.
an idea of what we're.
If the court decides to even move on with any of the projected, you know, estimated cost of it. It's like I say, we got a nice fine set of lands that we're not ever gonna use, that we've invested that money in, and I don't see that to benefit us as a county, you know, so that's why, until we decide as a court, as a whole, that we wanna move and proceed on with this opportunity, then we'll have drawings. Because the drawings are gonna consist of the whole layout of anywhere from the entries to exits, bathrooms, you know, whether if it needs fire suppression, anything it does, it's gotta be done, be the electrical, so all that's gonna change the price of some, but it'll give us some general idea of where we can start with by getting these basically free quotes on buildings.
So let me ask about the ag extension, you're talking about like building a building beside what we already have there?
Possible, yes, sir.
Okay. So, do we have a square footage or
No, sir.
nothing?
No, sir. I mean, you know, estimated just in my mind, is that what you want to know, what I
Well,
think?
I'm just,
I mean, because I thought that,
this is the thing I worry about, is we do bids and we do, or quotes or whatever, and then we don't to do that, you're gonna have vendors that you're gonna have to get quotes and bids from.
that's exactly right.
And if we don't accept the bids or the quotes, then we're telling our vendors that, our potential vendors, that they're just doing all this work, and they really don't have a lot to go on, and then they quit doing business with us. I don't want us to get in that position. I mean, that's my concern. If we got quotes, if we had some square footage,
Well, before,
or, an
there is,
outline of the building.
there is a square footage plan, and, as far as my mind goes, and what Joey and I discussed about it, 'cause, we had, passed that through court, he and I started working on this project, and we're gonna present that particular layout to what we think, would accommodate that, meet that demand at that point, but until we get the blessing of the court to move forward with even researching what cost would be, we haven't sat down and just put our thumb on top exactly what the footage, but I think the one for the extension building could be somewhere approximately of, maybe a 50 by 70, foot building, something like that, which would be somewhere around 3,500 square feet. If that should be approximately right, to be able to serve, to have a room for a vendor to set up food sources and having the bathrooms in the meeting room. And then, I don't think that it would, I think when we were at the elevator stage and looking at that, it was from anywhere from 125 to 225,000. So we could go in there and to eliminate that, cost of the operations of that, and then, with the fire marshal coming in and saying only 49 people downstairs, you still have another issue now of building more stair accesses to be able to increase your volume. At the 49 people, you need another set of stairs so you can meet and fill up the whole, the 100-seat capacity that it has. And if the elevator, fire comes up, it's obsolete at that point. They want it shut down right then. So they have to have more stair accesses.
Well, couldn't you do what you're saying now, go out for quotes on these different deals, and then we bring that back to court?
That's right.
Decide which square footage we'd wanna go with?
That's exactly right.
And then go out for bids after we have a direct
That's right.
size. So today, we could approve, you get quotes on all this, and then we sit down as court and look at the different sizes.
Yeah.
Like I said, the building might be 50 by 100, it might
Yeah.
be 25, but we'll know the price of what that square.
Well, I've talked to both Mueller and, I've talked to all three of them, but I've met with the two, and they said just what you decide on, and we're gonna make sure it's apples to apples to be able to share with all of them, just to give them a square footage price and them to give us a ballpark figure so that I can come back and show the court, these are the different sizes, these are options, what do you think? And then at that point, they understand, they'll come with a pre-engineered building, but we still have to have a set of plans on it. But I want it to be this time approved by the Commissioners Court before we have a set of plans drawn up. I don't see spending that money on a wish and a hope of that we will or won't accept it. I'd like to get it down to that, and that's all to decide, let's go forward with it, so. And the same with the Expo Center, the same way, just making the proposals, the different size buildings, the different options, the estimated costs, and they're not gonna be dead on, because there's gonna be a lot of stuff, there's not gonna be electrical figures in this or anything. We're just talking about building costs to see where we're at from there. And I can get estimated, electrical cost on what it costs to put them buildings together with that. I talked to Mark Henderson, and he said he'd be willing to sit down with me and help me with that, so. So today, I just wanna, with us working on this to give us a go forward, getting some bids and prices, and instead of us showing up with them, we'll go through the system to be able to get them done where they're a little more
All right,
efficient.
And this comes from Eric McGee back months and months ago in a discussion, and it comes back to, if we actually get quotes or bids from a vendor, and then we go back out for bids, we can't use that person that gave us those quotes or bids
It defeats the whole
to
purpose.
set this up, because they'll have inside information, basically.
Yeah.
They've already got the information. In other words, you can't have somebody draw up your specs to go out for bids, and then them bid on the project. You can't do that.
We're back, knock them down.
That's what I'm saying. If you wanna, and see, I remember, it was in October of 22. The court approved for you to get some preliminary plans for the expo. It wasn't for the Agri
Yeah,
Life building,
that's right,
but it was for the expo center.
we do.
And so, I mean,
Well, then I'll do that, I can, Joe
I've
and,
never seen that, I haven't seen anything yet, but the court approved to get some preliminary plans to bring to the court, and then decide whether you're gonna move forward or something. Now, on the Agri Life building, you could, number one, there's gonna have to be a footprint on the parking and, you know, where that building's gonna go and how's it gonna, where's it gonna sit. You gotta have, make sure your building's, you know, run off on the parking lot.
Yeah,
How it's gonna drain with the other building, and how it's gonna mesh, is it gonna be connected or not? So, I would think if you're gonna do it, get some preliminary drawings. And if you're talking about prefab buildings, somebody should be able to give you some dimensions and stuff.
oh, we can,
And look
yeah.
at the footprint, but I would say give you an estimate, not give you a realistic quote or a bid on any of that.
Yeah, just an estimate.
Because if you do that, then that person's
Yeah, that's right.
is
I
out of
didn't
the
think-
picture.
Okay, that's what, if they come back with an estimated cost of a building that's $100 by $100, then we know whether that
That's right.
building or 150 by $100. That's what I'm looking for, is just see where we start.
What-
Before we send anything out for plans, like you said, because we spend a
That's
lot of
right.
money, and to get it back, hey, we can't afford that, you know, or that's.
Well, we'll just continue with the footwork, get estimated costs, and bring it back to the court,
Okay.
just like that, and then we can go from there.
But you were already approved to do that.
On the expo, yeah.
By the court,
And then,
2022.
you know,
Not the ag extension building.
No, not
No.
that had to be separate.
Yeah, that would have to be separate.
well, then I'd like to add that to it for, just to go out and get estimated costs on what the potentials of that could be. And that building would go in the grassy area that's not under parking now. But I've got to go see the city on that about, you know, building permits or anything, whatever it had to be. I wouldn't think they would deny it, but, I mean, they might would. I'd need to talk to them about it first. But,
All right, so we just need to add, be able to get quotes for the ag extension building.
I would just say.
Estimates.
I would just say we do the.
estimates, yeah.
A preliminary drawing with estimate.
So we can approve some estimates, and then we can, if y'all decide it as a whole, we can spend money on drawings.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to eliminate, was not spend the money on drawings.
You would like to, it's worded on the agenda, but just take off the expo center. And that will cover the ag, because the expo's already done in 22.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, technically, what y'all did in 22, it was to a specific vendor.
So now we need to do both of them then. Okay.
Well, just approve it,
Just
both of
approve
them, just
both.
like I got it, as just getting estimates on, you know, whatever the potential cost would be. And then we can decide on that, whether we wanna move forward on getting drawings on it or not. You word it like that?
Well, I think as long as we, since the judge said what he said, as long as it's estimates, and we're good with that, that's,
And preliminary drawings.
yeah, when he comes back, bring that with us.
So that'd be your motion?
So that nobody,
Preliminary
Yes.
The judge, Mr. Dixon said that'd be his motion.
I make a motion that we allow Commissioner Jeff to go out for estimates and preliminary drawings on the ag extension building and the expo center. Does that sound right?
All right, motion by Commissioner Dixon, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hill, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, I won't be opposed. And I just have a lot of questions, so I'm not, so ordered, okay?
All right.
Cassie, you got the wording on that, right? Estimates and preliminary drawings, okay.
just skip the next one.
Okay. Item number 13, discuss and take action on accepting the petition to lower the speed limit on Anderson County Road 3582.
Yes, sir, we've received a petition from Ken, resident on Anderson County Road 358-2. They'd like to see if the court will allow them to change the speed limit from 60 miles an hour, to 35 miles an hour. And so I'd like to present the petition to the court and set a date, for a public hearing.
Good.
I don't know, it's not in the wording, but I don't know if I can just set the
You
petition.
can take the next court meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, let me, what's our next date? I think it's the end of the month, isn't it?
Or something.
Yeah, we can set
24th,
the
maybe.
next court meeting.
How many days does it have to is there a certain time period?
14 days.
2 weeks.
Sir?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
If Ms. Kathy go ahead to the paper today.
It's gonna be 2 weeks to today to get it in, so it's the 22nd.
22nd.
It won't be in the papers for
So,
tomorrow.
I mean, we're talking exactly 2
Tuesday.
weeks.
So, yeah, we have to wait till next one.
Okay, we can
You
do
wanna
that.
be safe and so she
Yeah,
gets
we'll
there.
wait, we'll wait, I'm in,
So the next one is the 12th, August the 12th.
okay, for our, having the public hearing on August 12th.
Okay. So, I'll entertain a motion to accept the petition to lower the speed limit on Anderson County Road 3582, and move forward with, setting the public hearing on, August the 12th, 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Mims, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Chapin, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. Okay. Item number 14 is discuss and take action on entering into an interlocal agreement with the Natchez Independent School District to repair and repave 1,000 feet for the driveway and make it, 22 feet wide.
We drawed up the interlocal agreement and sent it over to DA last week. We haven't heard back from her as of this morning as to if this was good or not. So I don't know if have to wait till the next court to get ahold of her to see if it's approved or.
I think she was still researching on the cemeteries, but I'm not sure if she,
Yeah,
I haven't had a discussion with her. I know Kathy talked to her some.
yeah, she talked to her last
And
Wednesday, and she did.
She was familiar with the interlocal agreement Kathy sent to her,
Yeah,
but
so,
I hadn't heard, and I guess, so you wanna pass it till the next, put it on the next agenda?
I guess we'll have to,
Okay.
trying to get it
So
done.
she didn't
before
send that,
August
she
1st.
didn't approve and send the interlocal agreement back?
That's what Kathy said this morning, she
Okay.
didn't, send it back, unless there was some miscommunication.
I was under the impression that Kathy got it back, and so that's why we put it back on there. Okay. All right, so you're okay with just passing that till the next meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Item number 15, discuss take action on the purchase, installation of a new heat pump from, Palestine Air and Heat in the amount of $19,994.60 to replace the, failing unit in Anderson County Jail B2. Sheriff Flores. Morning, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
B2 is just, by the schematic, it shows us where it's at on the, facility. It services the maximum security portion of the county jail. And as they age and quit working in the current weather conditions, we're gonna have to start replacing them.
That was the original one, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I think we just about replaced them all, hadn't we?
One at a time.
Yeah, I
We
know.
ought to be done.
Came into work this weekend to the, administration wing not having any air conditioning. So we'll see if that's gonna be repair or replacement as well, but we'll deal with it as it comes.
All right. And that's coming out of,
That's what I was gonna ask.
what?
Megan?
Permanent?
Permanent? Okay. I'll put it in the form of a motion out of permanent, Your Honor.
All right, motion by Commissioner Mims to approve the, purchase and installation of a new heat pump from Palestine Air and Heat in the amount of $19,994.60 to replace the failing unit, Anderson County Jail B2. Motion by Commissioner Mims, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hill, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, so ordered. Item number 16, discuss take action on necessary on estimates to remove 2 trees at Anderson County Sheriff's Office. I know Commissioner Chapin mentioned last time about looking at it, I don't know if you ever got a chance to do that.
No, sir, I did not, and I apologize. It was due to the holidays, but did you get a quote now?
Yes,
There's a quote in your packet, yes, sir.
There's 2 quotes in the packet. I contacted a third vendor who didn't reply with a quote. Alberto's Tree Service came in at $3,050, if I remember correctly, and 5 Star at $2,400. So that's, at least gives us a neighborhood, if you still want time to take a look at it, we'll,
I mean, we're so busy is our problem, it's,
Well,
and get ready to be
It
busier.
would cost me half of that to do it, our labor costs, you know what I'm saying, plus the liability of it, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so are you recommending the 2,400 is
I am, I've,
5-star?
familiar with Five Star, they're an insured vendor, and so
Okay.
that if we have any damage, it will be attended to by
Okay.
their insurance.
They do a really good job, really good work also.
I wasn't familiar with them, so I didn't know. Okay.
They actually, there was a tree on 404 across from his place, and he told me if I would, I mean, it's in the county right away, if I'd give him permission, he would take it down at no charge, and he took, I mean, you couldn't even tell there was a tree there when he got through, he did an outstanding job, so.
And that's grinding the stumps too, so.
Yeah, this is grind, stumps and haul off.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the,
Is this going to come out of the sheriff's budget? That was a question before.
well, I mean, when we were trimming trees and using bucket trucks, and I took down trees over here, took it out of repairs.
I just didn't want that to be a question when it comes to pay the bill, because I know that was a question in the last court.
I mean, I took, all that came out of courthouse repairs. I would think it would come out of repairs.
Is the sheriff
We just approved the budget amendment.
in the judge's repairs? I mean,
Do what?
What did you just say?
Is it repairs for everything, or
No,
like
it's-
each?
he's
I'm talking
saying
about
his
repairs, they have a repair budget.
Right,
And we just did a budget amendment, putting
Okay.
30,000 in there, I think,
okay.
so. So, I'll entertain a motion to approve, removing the 2 trees at, Five Star Tree Service, 2,400 out of, jail repairs. Do I have a motion? Motion by Commissioner Mims, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hill, all in favor say aye. All opposed? So ordered. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I think it was 3 or 4 ties on that.
I'll second it.
All right, motion by Commissioner Mims, do it, second by Commissioner Dixon, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank y'all.